But it's getting kind of monotonous, so when I get back, I'm gonna pick up a trailer at the same place and head up to Tennessee, break up the monotony a little bit. What is that? A can of paint. It's kind of funny, this road that I'm on here, cutting across country. They built a new bypass around this fairly big city, and it saves quite a bit of time, but apparently it doesn't show up on every map yet. So me being a slow driver, before I hit the bypass, I have all these trucks just, man, they're just killing themselves trying to save an extra 30 seconds or a minute, doing 80 miles an hour, passing each other, passing me, and then running me off the road when they get past. They'll pass that bypass and I will take it, and it's only about 12 miles long, but if you go through the city, you hit about, I don't know, 10 or 12 stoplights. And so I'll hit the bypass, I'll come out the other side and hear these guys come again. It's kind of comical, really. They'll pass, I know they're thinking, how in the heck did this guy get in front of me again? But when you're going across country like this, there is no sense in trying to do 80 miles an hour, because you're either going to get a ticket, get in a wreck, or at the end of the day, you're really not saving that much time, because you're having to stop and start and slow down through all these little cities. All you're doing is causing yourself lots of stress, trying to do 80 miles an hour going across country like this. But yeah, I find it's kind of comical that some of the stares I get, people are, they're thinking, how did this guy get in front of me again? That guy has his turn signal on, but he has his right turn signal on, and he's getting back on the highway. That's awesome. So awesome. Yeah, I love this little route. I love that it's here whenever I want it. It's a nice little day run, makes a little bit of money, but it does get monotonous and boring, especially like this last month when I occasionally am doing 2 a day, and it just it wears on me. So occasionally I want to do an out and back just to break it up, and that's what I'm going to do this week when I get back over here. Instead of picking up another one of these, I'm gonna go pick up a load going to Tennessee, and that Tennessee area is a good market, always has been. I found a load in less than 20 minutes coming back. It's actually paying better than the one going up there. They're both light loads, so hopefully, knock on wood, everything works out. I didn't have the load I've got going up there, I unloaded at 7:30 in the morning, and then I've got an 18-mile drive to get loaded at 10 a.m. So I'm really trying to squeeze it, and hopefully it works out. It's that guy again. This guy, I think this is the 3rd time he's passed me. He can't stay. I think he's drunk. Look at him. He's running off the road there, but last time he passed me going through this small little city, and he moved over, he about halfway moved over into this right lane, and then he turns his turn signal on. You gotta love it. People don't care about anybody else. Oh, I just wanted to mention, I don't know if you kept up with these protesters in Canada, truck drivers. I want to say that I support them 100%, support their cause, and they're sacrificing their time and lots of money to stand up for what they believe in, and I'm just very proud of what they've done. They really got the attention of a lot of politicians up there, by some political organization, which I don't want to be a part of, but I think it's a very good idea, and hopefully they will organize it right and will look right and get people's attention, because right now everybody's going crazy. It's the last gasp, the last bit of power grab, money grab that they can get. Everybody, every scientist and every news organization has been, the last month or so, has all agreed that this pandemic is ending. It's coming to an end very, very soon. And it's, a combination of people getting vaccinated, but more importantly, herd immunity. But at any rate, everyone agrees that the pandemic is over. It's almost ended. But we have these politicians and very wealthy individuals who are trying to just get that last bit of power and money they can out of it, and they want to force people to get vaccinated. It doesn't really matter which side you're on. Nobody wants to be forced to do anything by the government, especially when it comes to your body. Any kind of medical treatment or vaccination, if you don't trust it, why are you letting the government make your decisions for you? But these guys are standing up for that, and hopefully the convoy they do over here comes off good. And what's this guy over, I guess. But you guys can look into that. It's like I said, I don't want to endorse any political organizations, but I will say that I think this convoy is a good idea. It just, so many hypocrites, so many. All along throughout this process, there have been doctors and nurses and police officers and truck drivers and all kinds of people who've been working throughout the whole thing, before there was a vaccine, after there was a vaccine, and now we've come to the point where they say, oh, you're either going to get vaccinated or you can't do the job you've been doing for the past 2 years. It makes no sense to me. You're going to fire police officers who don't believe in getting vaccinated, who've kept you safe because they don't want to do something they don't believe in. But at any rate, thank you, Canadian truck drivers, for standing up for all of us. Really appreciate it. And man, I just realized I'm very, very low on fuel. Station here pretty quick, but I've got some vlogs I need to put out. One, I get lots of requests for looking at load boards, and I haven't done that as much as I should, so I'm going to do that over this next week. I'm going to look at the load boards. Everything I've read from the so-called experts say that this is going to be another good year, but the way I'm looking at it is it might be there might be a lot of freight out there, but the fuel prices are going up higher than the rates are. And it's going to come to a point where shippers or receivers aren't going to want to pay these high rates when we have to keep going up and up because of fuel prices. We'll see. I've heard lots of old timers over the years say they make more money when the fuel prices get higher, but I mean, I can see that in some ways, but there comes a point when it's just like right now, when it's getting too high and inflation is going to kick everybody's butts. But so I'm going to do some load board, at least one this week, try to, and then I have several requests from guys wanting some business videos, and I really have to be careful on those. I don't want to venture off into taxes, and doing a business side video almost has to include taxes. So I've really been trying to plan a good video on that. If there's something specific you guys want to see on, the load boards or business videos, just let me know in the comments and I'll try to include it. What else? Y'all have my my normal weekly update this week on profits I ran this week. It was an okay week, just worked 4 days. But that's about it as far as the business goes. I did a little dumpster diving last night, and if you guys don't know, I do this little run I do is for a department store, and it's all their returns and scratch and dent, all kinds of stuff that they return. This company sorts them out, and then they ship them off to get it. It's all auctioned off. But if there's anything any boxes that's open or anything that is damaged in any way, they just chunk it. And let me show you guys what I do. Normally, what I do is when I show up, they don't want you to jump in the dumpster, dumpster dive in the middle of the day. They really frown on that. So if I ever spend the night there, I'll wait till it gets a little dark and everybody's going home, and I'll start looking. But I'll just grab stuff off the top. I'm not gonna, jump inside the dumpster and root around like a pig. But last night I showed up, and right on the top there was a box, and it wasn't even all the way open. It just had a piece of tape missing on the side. It's pretty heavy, so I opened it up, and it was a whole case of extra gum. I don't chew gum, but my daughters will, I'm sure, take care of that. And I got a few other things. I don't know if you guys can see back there, but there's a little, some type of little furry chair. It's a white fur chair, and it was missing some screws, and the leg had fallen off. So it's all brand new stuff. But this morning, there's a guy that shows up, and I've been there when they've told him don't root around in there during the daytime. They don't want their boss to show up or people to see them rooting around in the garbage in the daytime. But this guy, he just can't stand it, and I videoed a little bit of it. He's got him a stick with a hook on it, and he'll pull up, and he's supposed to be there repairing their forklifts, but he'll show up about 7 in the morning. He'll just start digging. He'll be head over heels in that dumpster, pulling stuff out. And it's always somebody like that ruins things for other people. Just can't follow the rules. Just can't stand it. Thinks they're special or something, So who knows? Anyway, this little route that I'm running here, turn down so you don't have to look at my ugly mug. This little route that I'm running here, not too long ago, they built a bypass around one of the cities. It's about 12 miles long, and if you go through this city, it's a pretty big city. It's about 9 miles all the way through, 8 or 9 miles. But there's about 12 stoplights, and the average speed you're going to go about 30, 35 through the city. And before we get to the bypass, I drive fairly slow anyway, but these guys are just busting it, doing all they can, 80 miles an hour, running people off the roads. They'll tailgate you, and then they'll pass you, and they'll try to run you off. Just they're stressing themselves out and everybody else trying to do 80 miles an hour. And so we get up to this bypass. Apparently, it isn't on all the maps yet, truck GPS or something. Oh, this phone holders just drive me crazy. But I'll hit the bypass, and these guys will go straight on through. I don't know whether they know about it and they think it saves them time to go straight through. I don't know. But it's funny because I'll get to the other side, and I'll be a couple miles down the road, And these same guys that have been stressing themselves out trying to do 80 miles an hour, yeah, just you guys want to see a vlog on anything in specific or in particular, just hit me up and I'll do it, and I'll update you guys on my numbers for this week sometime this weekend.